Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 2 of Tour of the Crypt. Episode 1 seemed to go down quite well, and we did a lot in the room behind us, which was the lounge, the living room, the den, whichever one you want to call it. And I thought for episode 2, for the second episode, we'd do it in here. So this is our dining room, which we don't really eat in, but we pass through this room an awful lot, and it has an awful lot of our collections in here. So what I'm going to try and do, if it will work, is do this as a single shot video and try and get it all done there. So first of all, we'll start off with some of the bits that we picked from TK Maxx, which was 2 of the busts. If you've seen the previous videos where we purchased these, I wasn't a huge fan of the lights which were in there, which is grand because we put them up quite high, and it means that I need to get a ladder out to actually turn them on. And we've paired them up with some more of the finds that we actually got this year and in previous years from TK Maxx and Home Sense. We've got some artwork then of the royals. We've got the fox, we've got our cat, and we've got our magpie. And these are by an artist called Kerry Evans, and I will stick her details down in the description. We then got some of the plates, which we thought looked really good when they were mounted up on the wall, and they were from Home Sense this year. And then more artwork from Kerry Evans of the lady and the gentleman skeleton. We then have a curio cabinet. And our curio cabinet kind of has lots of weird specimens and lots of bits that we've kind of picked up. So there's some woolly mammoth teeth up at the top on your left, and on the right we've got an old microscope which is from an old school. Down there is some other bits and bobs you can see, along with the phrenology head and the palmistry hand. And then down at the very bottom we've got our axolotl. So this is Gillyweed, our axolotl, who's playing cute games because she would like to have some food. So axolotls are found 1 or 2 small rivers in Mexico. They are a really interesting, pretty cool creature who they're not able to get cancers. They are able to grow back limbs. So if she was to catch her arm or her leg and she was able to damage that, then she will start to regenerate that on her next kind of molt and on her next couple of seasons. The biggest issue that we have with her is actually keeping her cool enough. She likes to have a cold temperature. They thrive better on temperatures between about 16 and 20 degrees. We try and keep her at about 18. So the fans and things which you can hear in the background, they are all things to actually keep her nice and cool and keep her nice and temperature down. And she is swimming around like absolutely crazy at the minute, which is brilliant. So get back to what we've got. I'm going to try and flip. So we've got this little guy here. So this is John. John is a real human skeleton. He's one of the parts of Jen's collection, which I always told people wasn't real, because I know that he can be very Marmite and people can like it or not like what it is in the collection. So he's actually come from a gentleman who unfortunately passed away, but he used to be a biology teacher. And John was his teaching specimen that was in his classroom. When the gentleman passed, they put a lot of his property up for auction. A lot of his books, a lot of his specimens, and the skeleton was one of the things which went up for auction. And we were very lucky to purchase him, and we got him for a really good price, and he is one of the prizes in the collection of what we've got. So around John, we've got more of our Halloween bits and bobs that we keep out all year, and they are down here. So we've got a lamp to kind of light the place up, but we've got our spooky ghost train, which we've got a couple of years ago at TK Maxx, and some other bits and bobs which we've managed to acquire and collect as time's gone on. And these bits are out all year, and these are what we keep. So as well as John being as part of the collection, we've also got some other little bits and bobs of osteology. We've got some of our, bring up my hand in, we've got some eggs, and these are from our own ducks. They were the first eggs that they actually laid. And next to them there is a vertebrae from a giraffe. Now this was bought from a taxidermist who was doing a taxidermy giraffe head. Didn't need the bones that were there, and we were able to pick that up. And then we've got some cats and a dog skull which is over there as well, which we've been able to pick up from a couple of collections. So with the that we've got, sorry, not the taxidermy, with the osteology that we've got, we know where a lot of it's come from. We know where it's been acquired. None of it's been acquired in kind of dodgy. We've not bought anything from China and stuff like that, where we don't know where they've come from. We know where a lot of this is, and that's part of the kind of the prize of what we've got and what part of the collection it is. So across the dining room table, and this is one of the reasons why we don't eat very often on this table, is more of the specimens. So these are fully articulated specimens that we've got on here. This is a woolly mammoth rib as well, so that's one of the oldest things that we've got in the collection. Not the oldest because we've owned it for the longest, but the oldest because it's from the oldest specimen. And these guys, which are in the bell jar, so these are not real, these are copies. We were very lucky a few years ago to go to the Mutter Museum, which is in Philadelphia, and they have the real specimens of these. And it was something that Jenny got very jealous of, and she kind of said, I want to own them at some point when we're millionaires and we can afford them. But these were steel. These are cheap plastic copies that we've ordered in from China. So they show 3 different types of what are real kind of birth defects. We've got a normal skeleton, which is there to show the normal of what that would look like on a juvenile, and then we've got the 2 heads where they're conjoined on the side of the head, and then the piece at the front, which is probably the most famous piece from Mutter. It's kind of one-bodied skeleton, but it's got 2 heads which are conjoined kind of on the neck, and that is your most normal kind of conjoined twin that you would see. So that's more of kind of the weird, more randomy stuff. That's more of Jen's collections, and then mine is a little bit more simple and a little bit more childish and kiddie. So I think I've mentioned in the first video there was an artist called Pete Underhill, and he designed something called Bad Taste Bears. So Bad Taste Bears is what I used to collect for a long time, and I'll show you a lot of what the collection is. So these are my kind of bits and bob collection. So these are Bad Taste Bears. The guys up at the top are all collector's editions, and then we have not one cabinet which is filled with the little critters, and that's cabinet number 2. So we've got some quite famous ones. You've got kind of your Stormtrooper type and your Michael Jackson, which are in there, which are kind of tame, but you've got more of your ruder kind of, and this is what kind of was part of my humour of what I enjoyed about what was going on with them. So the collection kind of largely, and we had an awful lot of these guys, and then the collection carried on getting bigger, and we had to use the other side of the room to actually fill this up. So we've got another 3 cabinets which are filled with the Bad Taste Bears. And you've got some Christmas ones. So you've got your nativity set, which is down here. You've got Snow White and 7 Dwarfs. You've got your 12 Days of Christmas, and you've got all kind of your Christmas figurines, which are there as well. But these 2 shelves are probably the most important. So the first section of bears here, these are the original first ones that were moulded. They're made of a different type of material. They're ever so slightly different sculpted. The guys next to them, these are all awards. So you've normally got 1 in gold, 1 in silver, 1 in bronze. And so these are all 1 of 1 for these events. And then these grey figures which are here, these are all the original kind of very first mold, first piece that are made at the moulds and then generated out of to form the rest of the bears. And then these kind of keep on growing. So you've got more of your zombies and things. You've then got more on this side with much larger versions of the bears which were made. And talking about the larger versions of the bears, these are some of the giant 16 inches. So as you can see here with the Frankie, for instance, this is the normal size bear that would have been released, and then these are the giant 16-inch ones. And Frankie is 1 of 1. There is only 1 of those that were ever made, and he's there in the collection. The rest of them were all of larger numbers. So I think the glow-in-the-dark Joker up at the top, there's 155 of him. There's 125, I think, of Lisa. Then there's 100 of the Marilyns, 100 of the Nicks, and things like that. As well as then we've got nice frame chess set, which is out, I think it was 35. There was 25 of the framed rock and roll Frankies. And then there was the gold and silver versions and the regular versions of the Munsters Rock Band. So yeah, that's kind of everything that's in the room. There's some more bits and bobs. We've got our broomstick, which is on the wall. That's how Jen gets to and from work when the car's not working. Don't tell her I said that. We've got just our little silhouette rats and things which are on the walls. Oh, one thing I didn't show you. Jen's a big Harry Potter fan, as everybody is, and her favourite character to hate is Umbridge. And to get her for our birthday, I got her some Umbridge plates. So this was a real Umbridge plate. It's a copy of one of the ones which is actually from her room. And then just because we could, we've got one of our 3 cats, and then one of Jen's cat from when she was a child. So that was Chompy, that's Treat, that's Trick, that's everyone's favourite Pumpkin who gets involved in all the videos. That's kind of it. That's again another insight to the weirdness and the wonderful stuff that we've got. Lots of Halloweeny stuff which is still around, lots of crazy bits and bobs which are not so much Halloween related but kind of appeal to the same type of people. I get that. So that was a very unusual thing for me to do all in one take. Hopefully it was okay. Hopefully the quality's been all right. I've tried to flip the camera backwards and forwards and hopefully that's been good. So I will try and get some more Halloween content coming through. I know I'm still waiting for some stuff to come through in the post. There's going to be some more unboxing videos. There's going to be some more bits and bobs like that. I've still got to upload and I still have to record some of the Lego builds. So I'm going to run a little series of kind of a let's build where I will, I'll build some of the Legos, I'll build some of the small bits. I've got a Jack which we purchased earlier in the year which just doesn't look right, so I'm going to kind of paint him a little bit and make him a bit more different. I'll kind of do a little bit of a Q&A over the top of that. If anyone's got any questions, bang them down in the comments on here. So next video that I will try to do, I will try and do another tour of the crypt. I'll give you 3 options. I will actually upload them onto Snapchat. No, I won't. I'll upload them onto Instagram this time and let you kind of decide on what you want or put in the comments. I will try and stick 3 pictures here so I can either do our boudoir, our bedroom, again full of art, full of bits and bobs on there. I can put the information of the artist. So if you'd like this one, put in the comments you want to see the bedroom. Number 2, I can do our kind of our hallway and our landing, again filled with art and craziness. I'll put a picture on here. If you'd like to see that, then please say on this one. And then number 3, I can do our bathroom. I've done a quick video in there before. That has lots of the Halloween kind of orgies, the plants, the Venus flytraps and things. It's our newest room that we finished decorating. We are really happy with it. We think it's pretty awesome. And if you want that one, say in the comments or pop over to Instagram and have a look. Instagram is at Scabby13, that's SCABBY 13 with numbers. Follow Jen on at Professional Weirdo. Professional Weirdo 13, and she's much more interested than I am, and she's got much more interest in pictures than me. But I'll stick the links for both of those down in the comments as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching if you've got this far. John just wants to say an extra special thank you for tuning in. But leave any comments, leave any likes, any subscriptions, that'll be awesome. And until next time, guys, take care.